Wow, Bud's making a video. Yeah, I am. Why? Well, I've had a lot of people asking me recently what to get on the Steam Summer Sale. There's about a week left from when I'm going to be posting this video, and it's on July 8th. There's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of fun to be had, but nobody really knows what they want to get, and I've myself, and I know others, have spent hours looking through there just trying to find something that looks enticing, but everything looks enticing because every game is on sale. So you're like, well, I've been wanting to play this for 4 years. I've been wanting to play this one since it came out, and now it's on sale, but if I get this one, I can't get that one. You don't want to spend $500 in games. I will tell you what is worth, in my opinion, to get during this Steam Summer Sale, and hopefully answer some of the questions that, you know, people have been asking me. Oh, what do I get? What do you recommend playing? And I'll tell you now. Well, in like a couple seconds, starting with number 1. 7 Days to Die is the first on my list because it's been out for so long. It actually came out in 2013, but it's still in development. I think it's actually still in early access. Yeah, it's still in early access. The reason why I recommend this game is not because it's updated frequently and there's still a dedicated community behind it, but because of the graphics overhaul, the fun replayability and infinite gameplay, but they also have a really strong modding community that really cares for the game and really wants the people that play this game to have a good time. The best thing about it is that you can play it how you want. There's different builds, there's different skills you can put your points into, and overall, it's just a great game that you could spend hours and hours and hours on forever. Now, 7 Days to Die is currently $7.49, which is a really good deal. It's on sale. It's usually about $25 for the game. And you can also buy the 2-pack where you can get 2 copies for about $12, so you can get one for you and a friend. I really do recommend it. It's on sale right now. It's really cheap. There's a lot of fun to be had, like I said, and you won't regret it. If you don't like zombie survival games, you don't like the crafting, building kind of aspect, you might not like this game. It also has a horde aspect to it, so every 7 nights, that's why it's called 7 Days to Die, there is a horde night that you will have to survive that will progressively get harder and harder. It does make the end game a lot more tedious, so where you have to spend more time making sure you have the resources to survive, and so the zombies don't destroy every single thing you've built up over those past however many days. And coming up next, game number 2 is Sekiro. If you don't know about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, it is a game from the same developers that made the Dark Souls series. It also won a Game of the Year award, but bringing up the point of Dark Souls, it is very tough. I played this game through on stream, and it was extremely difficult. There were a lot of points where I wanted to throw my controller across the room. Well, yeah, multiple times. Some of the bosses made me want to punch a hole in the wall, punch a pillow. Violence, I don't resort to violence, but this game made me want to resort to violence. As do many of the Souls games, I guess that's their point, make you learn and try over and over until you get it right. This game is amazing. I loved every single aspect of it, except for one that you'll find out if you play the game, but it was absolutely fantastic. It is usually $60. I don't see it going down in price much anytime soon. It is on sale for $30 right now. And if you like the Soulsborne series, from Dark Souls to Bloodborne, Demon Souls included, Sekiro is a great game. It doesn't have the same kind of combat of rolling out of the way. It is really more focused on parrying and deflecting, so you really do have to time your attacks. So the mechanics of it are pretty extreme. You have to get them down. So if you don't like games that you have to learn how to play them correctly and how it wants you to play it, then this might not be the game for you, but it is very worth it if you're looking for a challenge, a game that has a lot of lore behind it and a really good story to it. The story isn't the main aspect. I do think the combat is what makes the game truly fantastic. It feels very clean, it feels very good, and it makes sense. So this is number 2 on my list because I enjoyed it so much. The game is beautiful, it's played beautifully, and the mechanics are so fucking difficult, but worth it once you start to understand them. Seriously, I'm not joking. Time for number 3. If you don't already own it, The Forest is an amazing game. It is probably one of my favorite games of all time, and it's one of the games that I've probably played the most. It's also the first game that I actually played on stream when I started streaming. They have a second one coming out soon, but the first one doesn't hold any punches. It is very fun. It's worthwhile. It's a fun survival game. I personally really love survival games because they do provide endless enjoyment until I guess you get tired of it, which doesn't happen too often. But there is a story to this game. You do have an option to just play forever, and exploring with your friends or alone is spooky, it's scary, and it really does a good job of really upping the spookiness of what a survival game can be. The Forest is currently on sale for $7.99. It's usually about $20. Like I said, they do have a second one coming out soon, Sons of the Forest. If you want to look up that YouTube trailer and look at it and see if it might interest you, I really recommend playing the first one that is currently on sale. It is worth it. It's an amazing game. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of secrets to find and a lot of secrets to uncover, and a lot to learn. I really do say that this is one of my favorite games of all time, because it is one of the first games that really got me into survival crafting games in a sense. 4. The Witcher 3. I'm putting this on this list because this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's absolutely fantastic. It's worth the playthrough. The story is amazing. The only thing I would say about it for anybody that hasn't played it, it is very slow. It can take a very long time to complete. There will be slow parts where you're traveling, you're doing quests that you don't really necessarily want to do just to progress the story, but it is a fantastic overall 10 out of 10 game. They are also soon releasing a free HD RTX Enhanced Edition for anybody that already owns the game. So being able to get it for $7.99 for the base game and then $9.99, $10 for all the DLCs, which one of them includes a brand new map, is a very good deal. Overall, this is one of my favorite RPG games I've ever played. The quests are fun, the combat's fun, the actual world building and environment is fun to explore. There's so much to uncover. New maps as well. The DLC adds one, and then there's another one that is in the base game. So there's 4 maps in total: the starting area, the main map, an extra map for the story, and then the DLC map that is added. So there's a lot to uncover, a lot to explore, hundreds of hours of time that you can put into it. And as much as single player games might be overlooked these days, it's a classic that if you haven't played it, go back and play it. You will not be disappointed. Though I will admit, I played The Witcher 3 mostly on Xbox back in the day before I got my streaming setup and a gaming computer. Even on the Xbox, it was amazing. I have played it some on my PC, and with the graphics on the highest settings, it is absolutely amazing. I thought I should throw that in there. Just that it does look better on PC than it does on console. So if you did play on console at one point, it might be worth it to play it on PC now, especially once they do release the Enhanced Edition. Number 5, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. The reason I'm putting this on the list is because I know a lot of people have probably watched a playthrough or watched somebody play this game, but it's a lot different playing it for yourself. It's the game that revolutionized the entire Resident Evil franchise with the new first person using the Resident Evil engine that adds a lot more spookiness and scariness to the game. Like I said, if you've already watched a playthrough or seen somebody else play it on stream, on YouTube, whatever, it is worth it to play it yourself. It's on sale for about $10 right now. It is way scarier than watching somebody play it when you're playing it yourself. It's a great single-player game, and it does have a little bit of replayability to it, but not as much as some of the other games on this list for games to get. Resident Evil 8 did come out recently, and it is probably still full price right now. I think it is Village. And if you don't know if you want to get that game, definitely get Biohazard while you can. Play it yourself, see if it's a game you'd want to play, and then you might know if you want to play Resident Evil 8. It seems like they're going to continue in the future playing or making Resident Evil games first person, as they have with Biohazard and Village, and I'm okay with that. I think it's amazing. The game is beautiful, it's scary, it's spooky. It will leave you with nightmares, so maybe don't play it at night. It's my opinion. Don't play it at night, but it's definitely worth it to buy. Go ahead and get it. Just if you've been wanting to play it yourself, go ahead and play it. Don't be afraid to look up online if you get stuck somewhere. It might happen, but it's definitely worth the play. And there's a couple different endings you can get as well. So it's up to you what you decide to do. You're probably sitting here thinking, wow, all these games that Bud suggested suck, or I already have all these. Well, that might happen, but there's some people that have still asked me for games to get. I tried to include games that I've played myself that I think are worth it, especially at their current price. I've tried to add games that have a lot of value to them, that you can play for long periods of time, because I don't like getting a game, even if it's on sale and then it's a really short game and I never play it again. I like games that I can go back to from time to time, and these are all games that you can do that. You can play them a whole bunch, get tired of them, and then go back to them, and maybe do another playthrough. You know, the only one on this list you can't do that with is maybe Resident Evil. You might enjoy the story, but you know, you could go back and play it, you know, after a couple years if you really wanted to. But as far as all the other games, a lot of them, almost all of them on this list, are absolutely favorites of mine. They're great games. They're all wonderful. There's plenty of other games out there. If you didn't like any of my suggestions, you know, come by the stream, tell me, hey, I didn't like any of those suggestions. I'll try and find you something maybe you do like. My Steam library isn't huge, but I've played a lot of games, and I'm always looking for new ones. So if you like the video, if you like my suggestions, these are all very popular games that have been around for a long time, but they're on sale, so that's why I suggested them. Feel free to come by the Twitch channel. I play a lot of different games. Twitch.tv/YourBudweiser. You can find it. I'm not going to link it. I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe. This video is now over. I'll see you on the next one.